Welcome back to the kitchen table. And what perfect timing as we all prepare for Thanksgiving and spending time with family and loved ones. I want to talk today about gratitude. But first I should tell you that, as a growing organization with the somewhat secret sauce, we often ask ourselves, is that process, is that procedure, is that moment sustainable? For example, we drink tea every day, and we have a different business or community leader come and join our table and share a pot of tea in their journey with our interns. And oftentimes we've had people all over the world who want to participate in tea and ask if they can Skype in or do some sort of distance tea. And though we've had some success in the past, it isn't perfect, and it isn't sustainable. Because the secret, or the powerful moment of tea, happens when everybody is together and something called nourishment happens. So it may not be sustainable, but the question is it nourishing us? And so there are lots of ways that we feel nourished, right? We feel nourished when someone listens, when someone sees us, when someone fortifies our imagination, and ultimately when someone carves out time to see the future. But the other side of the coin is that we nourish ourselves when we acknowledge gratitude. So today at the kitchen table, I have some beautiful vegetables. So this is an ear of corn, not sure if you can see, that Jose Ignacio made for me, along with this carrot here. And Jose, if you don't know, is the author of The Uncomfortable CEO and a dear friend and volunteer of i.c.stars. And he carved this wood himself in his shop, and what I love about the artistic process is that he takes a piece of wood, a natural piece of wood as it is, and then finds what's inside of it through a process of carving, of nurturing, and of nourishment. And so he gave this gift to me, and I think, on Thanksgiving we always think about corn and the maize and the learning that the folks coming from England found when they met with the natives. And the carrot, which I think is about our vision. So I want to thank Jose for this beautiful melange of vegetables. And then I want to also use this as a stepping stone for thinking about the ways that we as an organization have been nourished over the year by the community. So recently we just had our Tech Bash event. It was a smashing success. And I want to thank everyone for the greatest Tech Bash ever. We had over 400 guests, 48 CIOs, 126 sponsors, and 40 alums showed up to help us raise over $240,000. And this will sustain another cycle of training. But the people and the connections, that's what nourishes us. So over the years, we've had over 1,000 tea speakers. The nourishers are the many project sponsors who give our interns real work to do during their internship. The army of volunteers who come in as coaches and subject matter experts. And finally, the alums who are making opportunities for others. And so as I was getting ready to have this kitchen table conversation with you, I thought long and hard about all the things that I'm grateful for and that we're grateful for as an organization. We're grateful for the sustainers. We're grateful for the folks who sustained i.c.stars through Tech Bash and fortify us to have another training cycle starting in January. And that the nourishers, like the alum who came to i.c.stars and during his internship and he was homeless. After i.c.stars, he went to go work at IBM, and then he now works for the VA, and he's helping vets find employment. He was a vet himself. And recently, he joined the board of directors for the Chicago Coalition for the Homeless. and came full circle to not just sustain an organization, but to nourish the next generation of folks who have gone through the same thing he has. That inspires me, and it makes me feel grateful for the work that he's doing, because he will impact so many lives. And then 2 days ago, I was invited to Robeson High School by one of our alums to speak to his business class. And that's really all he told me is, come do your Sandy thing and speak to my business class. Well, so I show up at Robeson High School, and I'm greeted in the office by a young woman named Whitney, who asks me what my title is, what do I do, what my name is, and something that not many people know about me. So I proceed to tell her all of these things, ending with what most people don't know is that I love Hello Kitty, because she has no mouth to say hello, and she reminds me to always find my voice. She looked at me kind of funny, and then laughed, and then escorted me into the classroom. When I arrived in the classroom, there were 4 tables put together to form a conference table. The rest of the students were sitting around that table. She asked me to sit at the head of the table, and she introduced me as the president and co-founder of i.c.stars, who likes Hello Kitty because Hello Kitty tells us that we have to find our voice as minorities, as women, and as those who are paving a new path. Then they introduced each other, one at a time, giving such nourishment to the person next to them that the inspirational introductions grew and grew until it was finally my turn and the floor was mine. Now this may sound familiar to you if you've been to high tea at i.c.stars, but it brought me close to tears, because it was that nourishment, that reciprocity, that was not only fortifying, nourishing, it was sustainable. That the things that we take for granted, or the moments that are so special to us, when put in the hands of others, expand our circle of influence, impact, and reciprocity. So happy Thanksgiving, all of you nourishers. And as you sit down with your family and loved ones this week and think and reflect on what you're grateful for, know that someone is thinking about you. We are grateful for all the ways that you nourish us and nourish each other. Happy.